Do you think people like you? Do they really though? Do they really like you? Hi, this is Lisa Marie from the channel Living My Best Life Over 50, Your Best Life, whatever age you are. I make videos on aging and being relevant so you can live your best life at any age. Today is part 2 of a 2-part series about getting to know yourself. We're going to talk about others' opinions of us. Let's get right into it. We talked in the first part about getting to know ourselves and do we know ourselves, self-awareness and emotional intelligence. And we talked a little bit about perception versus reality and that we have to manage that perception sometimes. So it's very important that we know ourselves first so that we can do that. We must manage perception so that we can be known and understood. It's a part of that process. Why are we misread or misunderstood? What are we doing that contributes to that? Sometimes it's on the other person because there are words or things that trigger them a certain way and they hear something completely different than what we meant. And that's called semantics, and it does happen a lot. But there are some things that we do that might give the wrong impression or might send someone down the wrong perception trail. How does this affect us as we age? Do we want to be seen as helpless, desperate, manipulative? Or do we want to be seen as confident, independent, someone to seek out for advice? Do we want to be someone who can ask directly for help instead of beating around the bush and hoping somebody offers? Do we use guilt to motivate others? I hope not. We really shouldn't be doing that. We could be better communicators. We should say what we want and mean what we say. And we need to learn how to do that. First, by knowing ourselves, and second, by understanding how we are perceived by others. We don't need to change for everybody, but we do need to know how they're perceiving us so that we can make corrections wherever necessary. The main reason is so that we can be understood. That's the best form of communication, is when we communicate clearly and are understood, and someone communicates back to us and we understand them. We encounter all kinds of people in our life: spouses, partners, significant others, parents, aging parents, children, kids, teenagers, grandchildren, maybe for some great-grandchildren, neighbors, co-workers. If we're in clubs or groups, there's people we encounter there, medical professionals. We don't want people to treat us as though we don't know what we're talking about or that they have to talk down to us or keep information from us. We need to show that we want to hear the truth, that we are part of the conversation, and that we can handle being in the conversation. We need to get that confidence and let other people see that we have it so that they will communicate honestly with us as well. You know, we all perceive things differently. We have filters that determine how we perceive things. There are many reasons why filters are there. Sometimes it's experience, semantics, culture, our location, specific environment we're in all the time, our faith, our lack of faith. These are all things that shape how we communicate, how others hear what we've said, because it gets run through that filter. And it can change things. It's like putting on yellow sunglasses. Everything has a yellow tint to it. Whatever your background, culture, experience, and whatnot is, those are the glasses you put on. That's the filter. Some of us are wearing many colors of different glasses all at the same time. And this is how people get triggered. This is how people take things wrong. We mean it one way, and because of their experience, they take it another. So the best thing we can do is read their body language and their expressions, and if we're not sure, clarify. Say what it is you really mean in other words, not just the original words you used. Don't take a chance if you're not sure. Or if you're really not sure and you want to know that they understood you, ask them to tell you back what they think you just said. And right then and there, you're going to be able to find out if they did understand you, and you can make those corrections immediately. And then you can both walk away knowing that you were understood. What a great feeling that is. So just to dive a teeny bit deeper into those, our background would be how we were raised. Our experiences would be the things we did and saw in our life up to this point. Semantics is the words we use and what they mean to us or to someone else. Your culture are the things instilled in you based on your ethnic background or the people that you align with. Location is your nationality or your local or your regional influences. Your specific environment. Are you rich? Are you poor? Do you have a poverty mentality? Did you grow up with lack or abundance? What are your attitudes toward money and people? Do you think everyone's out to get you? Do you not trust people? Or do you trust too willingly? Your faith is believing in something greater than you. Your lack of faith really means that you have faith in yourself versus something else, and you don't look to something else for that. Some really good questions to ask yourself is, why do I do what I do? Why do I react the way I do? And see if you can point back to one of those things that I just mentioned. Is that why? Is it really reality for you, or is it just something that was instilled in in you? Do certain words trigger you? And then think about why. Were they used in a negative way growing up? Or did you hear about them in a negative way and now you can't shake it? But somebody might not mean it in a negative way and you're punishing them for what you thought in the past. Something we need to work on maybe. Where do you turn when you have troubles in life, when you're feeling down? Do you turn inward? Do you turn to other people? Were you raised that you don't air your dirty laundry? Or were you raised that you just vomit everything out and say whatever you want with no filter? I mean, there's in between as well. But you've run into people on either end of the spectrum, I'm sure. And some of them make you uncomfortable and some don't. And it usually goes back to your own values, what you were raised with and what you are comfortable with. Do you have to set limits for people? Do you feel like they're encroaching on your space, whether it be physical, emotional, whatever, personal? Do you find yourself holding people at arm's length, or do you bring people in too close too fast and then you get hurt and you wonder why? These are all questions you should ask yourself. Do you have any built-in biases based on the way that you might have been raised or your experiences that are clouding or coloring your judgment? And maybe you don't want that to be the case. Do you get excited for others when they succeed? Or do you inwardly criticize them and try to pick at other negative things about them? Or do you tend to look at yourself and go, I should have that? When in fact, being happy for someone else is a sign of a healthy emotional state. You want to be able to be happy for others. It has nothing to do with you. You get to do your own success. No, the world doesn't owe you anything. So be happy for them, whatever it is. Doesn't matter if it was luck or hard work. If somebody has achieved something, you need to be happy for them. And they should be happy for you too. These are all signs of you maybe not knowing yourself as well, and that the perceptions you're giving to others need to be changed, worked on, managed, whatever you want to call it. But you want to be your best you, and you want to make sure that whatever perceptions you're giving off to other people accurately reflect your best you, so that you can live your best life. These questions are important and you need to ask yourself. If you want to learn more about living your best life at any age and being relevant, then watch some of these videos around my head. And be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. Thanks for watching. Bye.